It's time to go beyond plus ultra once again. Welcome to Boku no Hero Academia Season 5.
Yada yada. And now the true reveal. We're actually reviewing part 6 of JoJo. Because it's somehow out ahead of time.
What? I know you would love to do that, but we're here for Boku no Hero.
Oh, why do you destroy my dreams?
We can maybe do episode reviews, but I thought you said you wanted to do this season at once.
Oh, I do. I just wish we had it right now and I could do something with it.
I would say that was a pretty good first episode.
I mean, we got the recap of Prominence Burn and all that fun stuff.
I was actually looking on the website to see how far we are into the current arc, and this was 95% anime original.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I know, based on both the intro and the preview for the next episode, that we're going to get to see the thing that I was spoiled on last season.
And the intro.
Uh-huh.
Is that some kind of evil Deku that he was lunging for at about the final third or quarter of the intro?
What, the guy with the bandages and the blue hair?
Yeah.
No, if you remember, that's the guy that had like the mind control thing going on from the tournament arc.
So
Remember when like he was commanding Deku to just like walk off the stage?
So we're going to have Deku versus him rematch?
Maybe? I don't know. The most I can guess is either this guy goes bad, which is weird because he's still wearing a UA outfit in the intro, or B, the more likely situation, they're going to be pitted against each other in some kind of test.
Hmm.
Because like based on that setup, it does make me wonder what that would be. The other possibility is potentially, and this might happen one way or the other, regardless of how it plays out, that they're fighting each other. It could be that his ability helps Deku unlock the thing that I know about, and that we got like a tiny glimpse of during season 2.
Oh. Oh.
During their original fight.
So this was basically an episode about what the kids did in the event of a actual villain attack because class 1A got called out into the city for potential villains on the loose, which happened to be some of their classmates.
It's the 3 upperclassmen. Mirio's just a poor boy that's been, thrown into the river and is floating downstream.
I think he had way too much fun with that.
I mean, he did. He was having way too much fun. Like, there's just a point where it's just his face spinning around for some reason in the water.
Oh no, I fell off the bridge again.
Oh man, I'm being swept away again, right? Yeah.
And we got basically reacquainted with everybody's quirk again.
Yep. Just reintroduce the cast. I do like the way they did it, where they had like the flash freeze and it had like a really stylized way of the scene that it was cut on. All of it looked pretty nice.
And did you notice Can't Stop Twinklings was the only one written in English or Romanized letters?
I did notice that. Oh, actually, rewind for a second. Speaking of the intro, I know you wouldn't know this. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to give you the video and you can listen for a second and tell me. Boop, 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 boop. I'm wondering if one of two things. Oh, I'm wondering if this is the same person. Because the intro heavily reminded me of a song from one of Naruto's intros. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and just like send this to you for a second, and you listen for, I don't know, give it like a couple of seconds, 10 maybe, 10, 15. Tell me if it sounds similar to the intro.
We might have to cut that part out because of copyright.
Oh yeah, you can cut. Yeah, obviously.
So you wanted me to listen to the third Naruto opening because you think it might be the same person?
It might be the same band or whatever that does it. It sounded very similar to me, or at least it's the one that jumped to my head when I first heard the season 5 song for My Hero.
The only Naruto opening I really know is Silhouette.
Well, I mean, that's the one that kind of got the most popular and is probably the best one out of all of the final near end shit from Naruto.
Mm.
Most of the intros after that one kind of were way more somber and less pop and punky, I guess you'd call that.
And I prefer, at this state, the ending of this season rather than the opening. If they were switched, I could see that, but I mean, like the ending sounds more like an opening to me. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm re-listening to it now, and I'm realizing that no, this is a guy singing this. I am way off. I am way off.
Oops.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just the way it's done. I don't know why it like jumps to me that it's Bluebird.
Uh,
I don't know why my head jumped to that then, because this sounds way different listening to it the second time.
so what do you prefer, the opening or the closing?
They're about the same, and honestly, I don't think either one beats any of the prior stuff that I've enjoyed from the intros and outros.
Mm-hmm,
This probably ranks one of the lowest. I'll be honest,
hmm.
out of all of the ones that we've had to listen to, because like a lot of the other ones seem to get you like hyped up for it. This one just is kind of mellow. Like it doesn't get you really like hyped for the show.
Yeah. So,
Like you get through it and you're just like, yeah, it's okay.
so I kind of like Baku going insane like he normally does.
Well, I mean, of course he does.
Do you think he will ever get a hero name, even in like the last arc?
He has one. It's Lord Explosion Murder. They just had to censor it.
Because I did hear the manga is entering its final or close to final arc.
I've been hearing the same thing where it's like, this is a lot shorter than most people originally thought.
Oh.
People were expecting the way this was going to be like a Naruto kind of thing, like it'd be long. But they're keeping it short, like the artist. I'm surprised.
How long
Um,
has the manga been going on for?
I'm not actually sure, but like you'd think it would be a longer setup because it's like, oh, he's going through school, and it's about when he became the best hero ever in the world. You'd think that'd be a long story.
So, has the manga been. I mean, has the anime been catching up with the manga pretty much? Or not?
Not as far as I'm aware.
So, we might get another season or two? Or more?
Maybe I don't know how far ahead they are.
Hmm.
Um, I couldn't tell you. I haven't been reading the manga, so I have no idea.
Uh,
I've been using this as my Saturday morning cartoon. I don't know what's going to happen thing.
anything else that we should mention about this episode?
I thought it was interesting when Spiral Girl. I'm blanking on her name. Oh, that's the worst. But the girl that like played villain one or whatever.
Yeah.
Miri. It's not. No, that's Mirio. Fuck, I don't remember her name. Um, he's gonna bug me. Now I gotta look it up. He's gonna bug me. I need to know. Spiral Girl. My Hero. There we go. That's how I search for things. Spiral Girl, My Hero. Nijiri. Hado. That's what it was. All right. All right. Yes. So I found it interesting to see how Hado gets when she's actually like not being her goofy, bubbly self, and actually like for half a second decides to be serious. Where she's just like, "Oh yeah, power level 30." It's like, wait, what? What is 100? Like that just makes me wonder how long has she been tempering like her output?
And I kind of forgot how I believe the term is absolute cleavage Momo's outfit is.
Like, what do you expect? It's just like I don't know why she can't just produce this stuff from other parts of her body, like she does for smaller things. Maybe it's just a surface area idea.
I guess because she can't pull that cart out of her hands. It needs to be a larger area.
That's my only guess. It has to be a larger surface area of her body to do it because of the size of the object she's making.
Huh.
I'm not really sure what else to say about this. It's kind of basic, really.
Mostly
Reintroduce the
because
characters, the fact that Deku can't actually throw a punch at a person, even though they're pretending to be a villain. Like he can't get into it.
I think it's mostly because this was anime exclusive and this was kind of thrown together for a reintroduction to the characters rather than plot.
Perhaps. It could also lead up to like an introduction to one of Deku's earlier, or not earlier, but like later flaws. Like it kind of also illustrates the difference between Bakugo and Deku at the same time, where they're both kind of just like, yeah, no, I'm willing to fucking like damn near kill you from Bakugo versus the fact that he is still Deku is still super gentle about things and can't bring himself even in a mock scenario to like throw the punch.
But he's willing to smash villains. Sometimes.
Well, then what happens when someone's being manipulated by a villain?
Good point.
Which could lead into what we were talking about earlier with Brainwash Boy.
Hmm.
If he gets manipulated by a villain to, fight against his classmates or something.
Hmm. Interesting. And I'm because he was predominantly featured in the intro, so he must have a big role to play this season.
He must have, yeah, he's got to have some kind of importance to him. That's for sure. Like the other thing that's interesting too is something that I've been curious about for a while is like can quirks evolve? Like they've mentioned before that quirks can kind of like tweak when you're younger, but once you hit a certain age, is it like that permanently, or can it change from there forward?
Like, what do you mean evolve? Like, get stronger or not?
I guess you could argue it could go either way, really. Like for instance, the one character, the guy that's got the tail that does karate. What if his tail just changed shape or something?
Ah, like that.
Like maybe it's not a mammalian tail anymore. Maybe it's now become more of a lizard tail.
He would have to maybe change his fighting style because lizard tail may work differently than mammalian tails.
True. It would also have more scales, and thus he would actually have something else to work with too. It'd be tougher for one, and for two, those things could be lacerating scales too. You could slice up some skin.
Huh.
Like I'm trying to think of another one that would be like an easy and obvious thing. What if our little animal voice dude's ability also started to extend to plants?
So he would be like a poison ivy type thing, manipulating plants, right?
Uh, I don't know if he'd be able to manipulate them so much as he'd be able to like just communicate with them in general. Kind of like how Aquaman just talks to fish.
What would plants say?
Well, hey man, did you feel something walking by with your roots? Yeah, something big walked by. It went that way.
Huh.
It'd be like a scouting out situation still, at least in that regard.
Interesting. So I am looking forward to this season. Uh, I think I heard it may have like 20 some episodes.
Oh, there is something else we should mention. There's a piece that we didn't get at the end of the last season that was revealed here,
Oh,
where Dobby actually met with Endeavor. after the end, and Hawks was there, and the end credits showed Hawks meeting with Dobby, which makes me wonder a lot of things. Now, granted, the preview seems to make it look like it's a hostile meeting, but I'm curious how much of that is being portrayed accurately.
So Hawks may be a villain now.
I don't know if I'd go so far as villain, but there may be some underhanded shit going on. Not sure if that's as obvious as it seems.
Interesting. So, we'll be back next week for this for the next, I think, 24 weeks, I heard. I think I read that somewhere, I'm not sure where, but I could be wrong, but yeah, we'll be here the entire season reviewing episodes.
If you're wrong, you get negative points.
Come on, man. I just want some.
No points for you.
Oh, we'll see everybody next week.
Points for me.